In Luke 14, Jesus asked a rhetorical question where he said, "Hey, if you're going to build a tower, would you ever stop and do that without considering whether or not you had the resources to complete that tower?" Um, and it's a good question, I think, for all of us, whether as people, institutions, and or the church, to ask that question. I think it's something that we as a church need always to keep in mind. How do we? I mean, we have limited resources. We have limited energy, limited money, and we always have to be asking, how can we most faithfully use the resources we have been given? In an attempt to be faithful with resources, one of the things that we have started to do is ask the question of whether or not the things that we do and the practices we undertake are are really have the energy behind them that they need, are really bearing the fruit that we want to see them bear. One of those things is our worship service, which, for those of you who are not familiar, worship is we take a worship service and we shorten that worship service in order to provide space for our congregation to participate on that Sunday morning in various service projects around the community. It's something that we've done in the past, and we've started to ask, is this something that our congregation wants to continue? And so, um, as of this point, I will tell you, we have been asking if anybody would be willing to step up and help shepherd that and help lead that, trusting that if this is something that we need to continue to do, that the resources will be made available and that people will step up to lead and share. To this point, no one has done that. I've had a couple of people ask some questions. I know there are many of us who care about a worship, and I'm not here to try to guilt anybody into doing something. I am honestly acknowledging that it may be time to sunset that particular ministry. That being said, I would love to see it continue. But in order for us to continue to do that ministry, we have to, like Jesus said, we have to stop and consider whether or not we have the resources to do that in the way that it needs to be done. At this point, we do not have those resources. Um, if this ministry is something that is important to you and it's something that you would like to see continue, I'm going to encourage you to step forward and to be willing to help plan. It is still on the calendar for September 10th, just a month from now. It doesn't take a lot of planning, but there are some things that need to be done. And so we as a church, if we are going to continue to do this, need to identify whether or not we have the resources to do it in the way that it needs to be done. And a big part of that is making sure that we have people who are willing to help plan and put together and lead in that regard. So I'm going to encourage you, if this is something that you love and something that you would like to see continue, I'm going to encourage you to reach out to me and let me know that this is something that you would like to help provide the leadership for in order for us to continue to do this work. If we don't have the resources, friends, or if we feel we want to use our resources in other ways, that's okay. It's not that we won't do anything. We are simply evaluating how we want to use the gifts that God has given us. So I share that with you. Like I say, if you would like to participate in that and help lead that, let me know, and we will continue to provide that service. Thank you.